TIFU by watching my 600 pounds life in front of my 6-year-old. My son goes to bed around 7 p.m. Afterwards I turn on the TV, grab my snacks and watch my 600 pounds life. I'm currently binging it. My son came out from bed and saw it on TV and asked about it. I paused it and explained how it is a show about people who are sick and trying to get healthier. Fast forward to today. I'm taking my son to the doctor. He goes to a family medicine, and not a pediatrics office. So all ages are there. A lady walks in and is checking in. She is very overweight. My son goes, "Is she here from my 600 pounds life?" Once. I tried to cover his mouth with my hand. So then he goes louder, "Is she the girl from my 600 lb life?" The lady didn't acknowledge what he said and ignored it. I know she heard it and I feel absolutely terrible. I honestly didn't know what to say in the moment. So I just said, "No. That's not very nice." After the appointment I had a good talk with him about not making comments about how people look. I also told him how words can hurt people's feelings. And that if someone is on TV there will be cameras around lol. I feel absolutely awful for the lady. I wanted to apologize on behalf of my son. I felt that might make it worse for her. I really hope it didn't ruin her day. TLDR. Son saw me watch my 600 pounds life. Asked me in front of obese lady if she was on the show. She heard. I'm not a very good-looking guy and I was once standing outside of my local supermarket and a kid around 5 or 6 starts pointing at me and shouting at his dad. I don't like his face. It honestly made my day. The look on the dad's face was absolutely priceless. I also had an oops with my son and that show. He was 5 or 6 and wandered into my bedroom and I had just turned it on. I was talking to him and completely forget they do the shower scene at the beginning. He looked at me and said women are gross naked. I'm never getting married and wandered back out. I'm a bigger woman and had a little girl tell me, "How can you be so fat and pretty at the same time?" I just smiled and said, "Guess I'm just lucky." Poor kid, her mom was mortified. I told mom, "Kids speak truth, I'm very aware I'm overweight but telling me I'm pretty made my day. Don't be mad at her." I'm 4 feet 11 inches. I was at the park with my kiddo and a kid around 6 or 7 came up to me and asked if I was a grown-up or a kid because I look like a grown-up but I'm too little to be a grown-up. Lol. 30-some years ago when I was 6 I walked up to an African American woman in a Toys R Us and asked her if her children were vanilla like I was. The woman looked at me with a big smile and said, "No my dear. They are chocolate. Just like me." I told her I'd love to have her chocolate kids come to my birthday party. I'll never forget the look of complete blood loss on my mother's face, and this is why it goes down as one of my earliest memories. Many years ago, I went through a period of such bad plantar fasciitis that I was willing to try anything. I bought a pair of Z-coils because they actually gave me some relief. I was wearing those at a mall and a kid turned to his mom and said, "That man is wearing clown shoes," or something like that, as she frantically tried to apologize. I told her I didn't give a shit because my feet felt so much better it was worth it. If you ever want an honest opinion about your appearance, physique, then ask a 6-year-old. Kids. They are brutally honest and curious. Their curiosity can be more transparent than a fine diamond. My son was 4 or so. Get behind a guy with very noticeable bad hygiene. "Dad, that guy stinks." "Shush shush, yes. But he stinks really bad." Lordy, I about died. Dude didn't turn around. And my son was right, it made my eyes want to water, but kids, eh? My sister was watching Sesame Street when she was a child. 30 years ago, a segment came up about the tribes in Africa. Later that day my mother was grocery shopping and my sister pointed to a black woman and said, "Mommy, what tribe is she from?" Grimace. While in a doctor's office waiting room, my son told me another lady had eaten too many snacks. I tried to shush him but I know she heard. In a therapist office. When my sister was little, she was in a waiting room with my mom and saw a large nurse and asked, "Why does that lady have such big breasts?" Quote. Maybe the kid accidentally helped her. I was taking my oldest to his 2-year checkup a while back. A kid in the lobby blurts out, "He's gonna die like Uncle Larry." Quote. Kinda woke me up to the fact that I was risking leaving my kids without a dad. Not a perfect track record and I've been up and down. But overall I am 50 pounds lighter than the 410 or so I was. From the mouths of babes, and all that. Hopefully some good comes from it. It's okay. Not that long ago, I was behind this lady at Starbucks drive-through line. It wasn't moving so I was people watching. I was thinking, damn, the lady in front of me looks rough. But she had 3 small children in the car. None of them would listen to her. And she just gave up and looked defeated. All 3 of her kids were seriously standing up and hanging out of her sunroof laughing and such. At first they waved at me and I was like, ah. Then this little girl, probably not even 6 years old, started flipping me off, followed by her other 2 siblings. I was almost offended and the child inside said, "Flip them off." But then I was like, I probably deserved that though. What a fucking savage. I also would have bought the lady a drink if she would have been in front of me. LMAO. It's funny though, cause like a couple of weeks later, I seen a post on Facebook. I live in a little big town. And it was the town's FB group page and I swear everyone is on it. This lady posted, "I'm so sorry if my daughter had flipped any of you off the past couple of weeks. She's been off of her meds and she has Tourette's and I'm so sorry to anyone it may had offended. LMAO. So it's okay, anyone whom had kids totally understands." Another thing I had to share. I had taken my nephew to the post office like probably a month or so ago now. This man started talking to my nephew. He was an older man and had overalls, a hat, cowboy boots on, and my nephew asked me while we were walking out, "Is that old MacDonald?" Quote. At first I didn't know what he was referring to, and when it clicked in my head, I laughed so hard that snot came out of my nose. On the way out, my kids can say the darnest things. I remember when I was a kid my mom took me to the beach and rubbed some sunscreen on me. I didn't like it and asked why she was doing it. And she said, "I'll burn like a steak," and I saw a black man and said, "Like him?" Mom wanted to die cause she knew he heard it, but he just looked at us and looked away. It's even worse when it comes from kids. A kid asked if I was the main character of the Emoji Movie. Me. Who hasn't known who TF that was? Googled it. I gotta say he's not wrong. If you have kids, just expect that sometime in your experience raising them they are going to say something in public that's going to embarrass the shit out of you. If you have more than one, multiply by that number. Don't fight it. It's going to happen. And when it does, wear that shit like a badge of honor. This is when you know you are a true parent. If it wasn't this situation, it would have been a different one. Congratulations, party popper. It's okay. It happens. You used it as a teachable moment. And that's what's important. I've got a few more years before I'll be ready to pop out a baby. But I had one of these moments as a kid. I was born in a pretty rural part of PA. and had never really seen POC. Just white people. Apparently. The first time I ever saw a black person, I pointed at him and told my mom very loudly, "That man is dirty." Quote. I thought he was literally covered in dirt, mud. He laughed, but my poor mother was mortified, and now regularly uses this story to embarrass me at every possible opportunity she gets. Kids don't have a filter. And strangers know that. Okay, but was she on my 600 pounds life?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.